Hi, my name is Matthew Bellisario. Thanks for visiting the BellisarioSonic YouTube channel from the heart of the Deep South on the outskirts of Birmingham, Alabama. We talk about music, listen to music, play records, and also getting some interviews with some very interesting musicians. So hopefully more of those coming up. If you missed my interview with Claudio Spieler, the great Italian guitarist, go back and check that out. I also did a interview with the wonderful Champion Fulton, who is a great jazz pianist and vocalist. If you missed that, a very interesting conversation with her. And hopefully I'll have some more coming up maybe next week, and hopefully one I'm trying to schedule for next month that will be really big if I can get them. So we'll see what happens. But I appreciate you guys subscribing, coming to the channel, supporting the music. Today I'm going to be doing a review of David Helbock, Austrian, Syndicate, a fusion record. And I've been telling you guys I'm really into promoting working artists, new jazz artists, or even different genres of music. I'm really interested in getting the new music out to you guys because it gets overlooked in the vinyl community. In my opinion, the vinyl community is largely, we talk a lot about the reissues and classic rock, classic jazz reissues, all this stuff, which are fantastic. And I try to do a lot of those reviews as well. But this is something that's dear to my heart, that promoting working young musicians that are making fantastic music. Some of them aren't so young, but they're all working musicians releasing new music. This one is very interesting. It is a jazz fusion record by a guy I've never heard of, David Helbock. I ran across this again. You know, the Amazon streaming is extremely dangerous for me because I'll sit there and scroll through, and you know, when you pull up an album and you scroll to the bottom on the app, it's got a whole bunch of other ones that are related to that type of music. And I'll run across something and then I'll be like, I'll find something on a certain record label that I like, and I'll go from one album to another. So I reviewed this Emil Ravich record, and if you haven't seen this review, go check it out. It's a fantastic modern jazz record. She's a fantastic young saxophone player. But this is on the Act record label, as you can see. Well, I started going through and looking at other Act record label releases since I like that one, and I ran across this one. And so I ended up purchasing this one. And this is something a bit out there. It's something, it's in that vein of jazz fusion. It's in some ways a tribute to Joe Zawinul, who of course was with the Weather Report and was very influential on jazz fusion, especially this electronic keyboard sound. So this is kind of an homage to that by David Helbock. So it's kind of a return to the roots of jazz fusion. So on the Act record label, I'm going to talk about the band. I'm going to talk a little bit about David Helbock, and also a piano player who plays on here named Peter Madsen, who was his mentor. So we're going to talk about this. There's also some interesting guests on here. Most of the people on here, I have no idea who they are. This is all new to me, and it'll hopefully be new to you, and hopefully you're going to dig it. So I've not heard it on record. It's still sealed here. Just got this in the mail maybe a week ago, and it's been sitting here in queue to do this review. I've been listening to it in the car, on streaming, back and forth to work, and I really dig it. So let me go ahead and see if I can get this hype sticker off. Black virgin vinyl, 180 gram. Lacquer disc cutting, it says here on the hype sticker. So I'm going to set that aside here and put it on the sleeve that I'm going to put it in. And let's see if we can open this up. So you've got a core band here of 5 people. David Helbock on the Rhodes and synthesizer, Peter Madsen on piano, Raphael Preuschl on bass ukulele, Herbert Pirker on drums, Claudio Spieler on percussion. And this album was produced by David. So again, if you're into jazz fusion, you like the Weather Report kind of stuff, you might dig this. For those that are just getting into jazz, I wouldn't say it's going to be the most accessible thing to listen to, but for you adventurous people out there and people that are already into jazz fusion, I think you're going to like it. This is a 2023 release, and again on the Act label, which is based in Germany, I believe. So I'll give you a little more information on the recording, where it was recorded, who it was mixed and mastered by, and all that good stuff. All right, so opening it up here. let's see what we got. So it comes in an anti-static sleeve. As far as the jacket goes, it's, you know, average, you know, maybe not quite as thick as some, but, you know. Let's see, and take this out. We're going to clean it off and we're going to drop it on. These songs span anywhere from just, you know, 2 minutes all the way up to about 5.5 minutes. So they're not super long songs that drag on type of thing. They get to the point, but there's a lot of interesting things going on in those 4 or 5 minutes that you know, a lot musically going on. So, and you're going to hear it. So see what you guys think. Leave your comments. Again, thank you guys for coming by and supporting the channel, supporting new music. When you guys give the thumbs up and share the videos and you subscribe, it's largely for the promotion of the music, to share it with other people, because again, most of these are all demonetized since I play the album. And so yeah, there's not, you know, I think I'm up to $60 total in my YouTube earnings. And when I do get to the $100 payout mark, I will let you guys know. And I'm going to do a live video stream. I'll schedule it ahead of time, and I'll let you guys come on and tell me what to buy with my $100, what records you want me to review. And that'll be kind of fun. So I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. And hopefully I have some more interviews coming up. So I'm excited about those. I'm going to really start to focus on doing interviews with working musicians. So let's put this on. Again, this is Fusion. And let's see how this record sounds. Okay, tight spindle hole there, but no problems. A lot of textures, a lot of things going on here. Guests on here that are very popular that I've never heard of, so, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about David Helbock. I'm going to give you a little background on him and a little bit of background on Peter Madsen. These guys are very prolific. And again, never heard of them, so. Rhythm changes. Pretty nice sounding record so far. Flat record so far. Sounds quiet, no noise so far, or anything you can hear. It's a nice, clear sounding record. It has a pretty nice wide sound stage. You can hear everything. Percussion, keys, piano, bass. Nice punchy bass to it. recorded by Werner Angerer at Wavegarden Studios in Austria, February 26th and 27th, 2023, and mixed by him as well in Vienna. Mastered by Klaus Schurman in Berlin, May 2023. It says Laquer disc cutting by Sidney Claire Meyer at Emil Berliner Studios in Berlin. So a nice mixture of acoustic sounds along with that synthesizer Rhodes thing going on. A lot of cool tempo changes and different things going on. I really like it. Musically, it's wonderful. I wouldn't say it's the warmest recording I've ever heard, but it's not. It doesn't sound like a CD either. You know, it's not flat sounding. You don't have quite that resonance that you'll hear off the drums like on some of the other recordings that I've talked about. But at the same time, it's not bad either. So I would say, you know, middle of the road. It does sound nice. It's a nice mix. It's, of course, a really good job though with the soundstage and how everything fits in where you can hear everything well. So it does have a nice soundstage to it. You can hear everything. It might just doesn't have quite that deep depth resonance of like some of the analog recordings that I review. But for a modern recording, again, it sounds pretty good. So pretty cool. I'm gonna listen to one more tune here just to give you an idea. Hymn to Vienna. This is more of just a short minute and a half tune, and then I'm going to flip it over. David Helbock, born in '84 in Austria, began playing piano at the age of 6. I just want to give you a little background here so you know a little bit about these guys. He attended the Feldkirch Conservatory to study classical piano. His mentor is Peter Madsen, who plays piano on this. Throughout Helbock's career, he's an active composer. He's commissioned compositions for string orchestras, chamber music, choirs, big bands. And in early 2010, he published a personal reel book that has over 600 pages of music. He's released 25 albums under his own name. And since 2016, he's been an exclusive artist with this Munich-based label, Act Music, which he has 6 records on this label so far. So that's a little bit about him. He's has done a lot, and I, you know, again, don't know a lot about him. Peter Madsen, he was born in '55 in Wisconsin, and he began classical piano studies at the age of 8 in double bass at the age of 10. At 13, he became interested in jazz and studied it on both instruments, and then started to play professionally a few years later. So, again, one of these people that started off early. In 1978, he graduated summa cum laude from the University of Wisconsin, Eau Claire, with a degree in music education. In 1980, he moved to New York City. He got a break when Stan Getz hired him to tour Europe and the US in 1987. Since then, he's played with a lot of people. He's been on over 100 recordings and has played with anything from Benny Golson, Stanley Turrentine, Joe Zawinul, Kenny Garrett. He's done funk stuff. He's written over 350 compositions. Over 100 of them have been recorded. He does master classes, workshops. So this guy is very prolific as well. So here you can hear going into this third tune, The Third Man. Kind of hear that. Weather Report, Jazz Fusion, Chicory, all that. So what I'm gonna do is bring this down and flip it over so I can play a song off the other tune. And just these guests on here too, I didn't know anything about. But one of them I think played with the Weather Report, Alex Acuna on percussion. I believe he played with the Weather Report for a little while. But Those are your guest musicians there. So I'm going to flip this over, play a song off the other side. Again, if you missed some of these other reviews, go back and check them out, especially the ones that are obscure. You know, give them a chance. I think you're going to like a lot of them. So let me go ahead and flip this over. We're going to play a tune off the other side of the record. So far, pretty good, pretty nice sounding album. A clean cut here, flat record. So far, I'm digging it. And again, if you like jazz fusion, I think this is a really cool record. You know, a lot of cool things going on. Percussion, rhythm changes, keys, piano, nice bass sound. You got some of the synth stuff too. Coming up, stay tuned for this all analog recording from Italy, jazz. I'm really excited about this one, so stay tuned for this. Called The Ups and Downs. Again, most of the compositions are written by David Helbock. I'll show you some of those here. Yeah, a lot of cool things going on here. Got a little bit of funk mixed in, a little bit of Latin, electronic stuff going on, all kinds of stuff. And again, it's a nice sound of recording, you know. You really hear a nice range, a nice soundscape, a wide soundstage, punchy bass. So overall, it's pretty good sounding. Again, recording, it's again not quite of what you would get off those classic recordings off analog tape, in my opinion. You don't have quite that depth or that resonance, but it's definitely a good listen. It's nothing that's going to be fatiguing to your ears, or it's not flat, not cold sounding. So if you like this music, I think you'll like the pressing, you'll like the recording. All right, folks, I appreciate you guys joining me and hanging out with me. Again, hopefully this is something that maybe you had never heard of, and maybe something you're interested in picking up if you're into jazz fusion stuff. So I like doing reviews like this, even though most of the time they don't get very many views, unfortunately. So hopefully you guys can change that and get more exposure to these, in my opinion, wonderful records. All right, folks, thanks for joining me. Happy listening to all of you. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all new reviews. Hopefully more interviews coming up soon. Take care.